All right, we're gonna show you this 94 Ford F-150, AKA OBS, fully caged pre-runner for sale. All right, I'm pretty excited about this truck. Passionate about it. At one point in time, my son was gonna keep this thing. He decided to get back on Team Bowtie, and now he's got a Chevy Cat Eye. So that's a whole nother story. But this truck is rad. It's V8, automatic, manual valve body, 19 inches of travel, front and rear, reliable, low mileage, 127,000 original miles, no leaks, air conditioning, all the creature comforts inside of a stock truck, and dare I say luxury pre-runner because of the price tag, but man, it's got everything. So yeah, let's take a deeper dive. It's got a really nice front bumper. It's well built, perfect size skid plate, nice wraparound. These are ADV. Well, back in the day, these were Glassworks fenders, front and rear. And then this paint. All right, let's cover some stuff under the hood. It does have some Desolate Motorsports PSC power steering upgrades with a cooler. This big reservoir here. You can see the pump down there. The steering is all threat swing steering. Beams are extended and plated. Camburg radius arms. (18-inch) Fox 2.5 coilovers. They go way up there. 2-inch air bumps. Yeah, you can see the height of the upper shock mount. It's tall, so it's big shock. The notes from the previous owner say that it's 19 inches of travel. A lot of stockness going on in here, which I really like for reliability. There is a K&N filter. It does have Shorty's headers. It does have a Flowmaster on it, but for the most part, this motor's stock. Transmission does have a manual valve body. Shifts real easy. It's also got overdrive. See, there's a spare hose mounted right here, just for backup. That about covers under the engine and suspension. For lighting, it's got 2 brand new aux beams. I will put a link in the description to the specifications of these lights. They are very, very impressive, very bright, and also comes with 2 amber covers for them. There's also a Ball Designs S2 Sport right here for a dust light. And that's pretty much it for auxiliary lighting. All right, so I always do a who's this truck for? This truck is for the guy that wants to be caged and wants safety and wants reliability. The builder of this truck took every measure you can imagine to have all the spare parts on board, specialty tools, and you could just tell by the little details that this wasn't his first build, and they kind of covered all the bases with top quality components and proper fabrication, to be honest. So if you're wanting to be caged and this fits your budget and you want reliability, this is a great truck. My son drove this thing back and forth to work for about a month every day. We drove it to Barstow, enjoyed it. We drove it out to Glamis and had a great time out there with it. It doesn't need anything. Everything works. It's very clean. I'll do a proper interior segment, but let me just show you. It's fully caged, fully finished out interior. All the electrical, all the accessories, radio, headliner, seats. Everything is accounted for. All right, let's check out the interior. So, as mentioned before, this whole thing is obviously cab caged. It's 1 3/4 primaries, and there's some 1 5/8 and 1 1/2 tie-ins here and there. But the nice thing about this cage, I'll probably say this 10 times in this video, is that it is properly tied in to the engine cage. There is a proper dash bar that spans the width from driver's side to passenger side that is, I'll just show you real quick, tied in not only 2 points, but 4 points. That is proper. That is how you do it. There's so many people out there building these trucks that aren't even tying the cab cage into the engine cage. Just blows my mind. I go to look at these trucks and just walk away shaking my head. So yeah, back to the cab cage or interior. So really nice center console. It's all been custom powder coated. Obviously a Sidewinder shifter because it is a manual valve body. This is the button for the overdrive. It lights up. 2 phone mounts, skosh mount for the radio, intercom, rugged radio. This has got our custom channels programmed into it. 2 stainless cup holders, tons of storage in here. There's the front license plate. This is a service manual. A lot of storage behind the seats as well. There's the amber light covers for the lights on the front. Check out this headliner. It's all done. Even down the B-pillars all along the back. It's pretty rad. Mastercraft seats, Crow harnesses, flashlight mounted here, pretty much stock door panels, Odometer gauges, tachometer, everything works proper. Transmission temperature. This thing never got over 180 all the way from get-go to Dooner's Diner, which, if you know, that's a very taxing run. Never got over 180. Fuel gauge works perfect. All of these also light up as they should. Only thing goofy is the speedometer does not read proper. It's off, but everything else works. Factory air conditioning, factory heater defrost, all of it works killer. We spent the day out in Glamis. It was hot, windows up, air conditioning on. Little Pioneer stereo, all that works. I'll get to the other side and show you the switches. So it's got switches down here. These are accessible from the driver. It was just easier for me to show the view from this side. One switch is for the 2 amber lights on the front bumper. The other switch is for the light bar that's on the roof that does not have lights on it right now. This light bar rotates. You pull pins and it rotates down so the lights are out of wind, and you can rotate it up, which would be kind of cool to put those same exact aux beams that I have up front on there. But it's pre-wired, the wire's already up there, it's already on the switch. Obviously, Lowrance or some sort of GPS mount is all in place. There's that skosh I told you about. This also has both 2 12-volt plugs for chargers, and there's also a seat heater for the passenger. So the wife can stay warm during the wintertime, and that's fully functional as well. Toolkit, it's got some specific tools that fit this truck, which is kind of nice. This guy was super anal about being prepared. Fire extinguisher, great to have in all off-road rigs. This is where the headsets are stored. However, those might be a negotiable part of this sale because we were going to want to keep those. So yeah, once again, I don't know what I'm missing here, but you know, fully caged, fully finished off interior, air conditioned, center console, radio, antenna is stowed under the seat properly for the roof. I think that just about covers everything on the interior. This is equipped with a Viper alarm, so period correct. But there's 2. There's 2 fobs. There's 2 ignition keys. There are 2 keys for the gas cap and 2 keys for the storage lockbox in back. So everything's proper. All right, let's talk about this back half. Once again, all the tubing is 1 3/4 DOM. It does appear to be professionally painted, not rattle can job. 2.5-inch Fox shocks by 18. The truck is about 19 inches of travel. There's about 10 inches of up travel. Deaver F53 leafs. This is a storage box that is just jam-packed full of goodies. I will probably put a list together in the description below, but just to give you a little bit of an example of how prepared this guy was that put this truck together. There's a fuel pump in there, there's a master cylinder, there's a rotor, there's a set of hubs, bearings, gaskets, nuts, bolts, hardware. The list goes on and on and on, and it's jam-packed in there really, really tight. So I will share a list of that in the description. The rear end is a 9-inch, and it is trussed. 456 gears, Detroit locker, disc brakes, Dutchman 35 spline axles, nodular housing. It's got a Currie 9-inch skid plate on there. The lighting's not good. I think that about covers it for that rear end. It does have a fuel safe fuel cell. Volvo fuel pump. Kind of looking at my list here. The truck is set up 5/8 studs front and rear with the big 1-inch lug nuts. Fuel filler. He mounted a star wrench with the proper size socket. There is a Pro Eagle jack here, however, that does belong to my son, so that'll either not be included or negotiable. Also has dual Optimas mounted in the back with a battery cutoff switch proper over here. Yeah, this area is set up for storing more gear. This guy was taking this thing, or wanting to take this thing to Baja, so he was really getting it set up. Yeah, I think that about covers it for the back. All right, so let's figure out these wheels and tires. These are general grabbers. They are C-rated, which is great for a truck like this as far as sidewall stiffness. 35 1250 17s. These are 17-inch trail-ready beadlock wheels. There are 6 matching tires, 6 matching wheels. They're all in great condition. And yeah, well, there's the spares. So like I mentioned, there's this folder that's super thick and has a ton of receipts in it. But one of the good things I like about it is it's got some pictures of the cage build, which is always nice to see the design when you have an interior that has already been finished out and has a headliner and so on, and you can't see all the tubing, but like for example, you know, seeing that dash bar. So that's the kind of stuff I like to see, that, you know, all this stuff was saved. There's a ton of it. It just goes on and on and on. But obviously all of this will be included with the truck. See if I got a little better lighting on this rear end as opposed to that other video. The other thing that's surprising is the frame on this truck. There's no rust, corrosion anywhere. That 2014 Silverado that I just sold had more surface rust on it than this 1994 truck does. This thing is so clean. So that about wraps it up for this truck. You know, the highlights of this thing are just the fact that it is turnkey, reliable. In fact, we just did a rear main seal on this thing because it did have a little bit of a leak. So now there are 0 leaks. You can park this thing in your driveway or your garage. Drive this thing out to the desert, trailer it if you want. Had my wife driving around in it, 0 issues. You know, air conditioning, all the creature comforts inside. She had no problems. If there's anything I forgot, please reach out. I'm going to have my phone number in the description below. You can just call or text with any questions you have, and come check this thing out. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe.